Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast.
Good to be here.
Today, we're looking closely at CoreWeave. You know, the cloud platform company really pushing into general AI scaling.
We've got quite a bit of information sent in: overviews, performance data, financials, what analysts think, even a due diligence piece.
So a pretty comprehensive picture.
I think so, yes. Enough to get a good sense of things.
Okay, so our job today is to cut through all that, figure out what's really important here. What's the story behind CoreWeave?
Like, what do they actually do? How's the business looking?
And maybe most importantly for you listening, what are the potential upsides? And what are the red flags you really need to watch out for?
Let's start with the basics then. The company foundation.
Right. CoreWeave's main thing is this cloud platform, and it's really built, it seems, specifically for general AI.
They talk a lot about GPU compute, which makes sense for AI.
But it's not just GPUs, is it? They've got CPU compute, storage, networking, managed services too.
Kind of the whole package, but with that AI focus. And
Yeah.
who are they selling to?
Primarily enterprises, it looks like. Companies with really compute-heavy jobs.
Things like VFX and rendering,
Yeah.
which needs a lot of power.
That's familiar. But also, and this seems key, AI model training and AI inference.
That's the core of the AI workload, really.
And they mentioned some specific tools they have, like fleet lifecycle controllers and observability solutions.
Yeah, that hints at some deeper tech, perhaps managing all those GPUs efficiently. It's not just running out hardware.
Okay, interesting. Let's shift to the stock itself. How is it performing?
The current price is floating around $41.77.
And looking back over the year, the 52-week range is pretty wide. It's been as high as $64.62 and down to $33.52.
That tells you something about volatility, doesn't it?
It certainly suggests it. Quite a swing there.
Since the IPO, it's up roughly 4.43%.
So some gains since they went public. There's been recent movement, but we don't have the detailed month-by-month trends right here.
Okay, let's get into the numbers then, the financials. Trailing 12 months revenue, $1.92 billion.
That's a substantial number, not a small operation. No, but then you look at the next line. Net income, TTM, it's negative $937.77 million.
Wow. Okay. So nearly $1 billion in losses, despite that almost $2 billion in revenue.
Which translates to an EPS, earnings per share, of negative $4.30.
Right. Not profitable on the bottom line, clearly.
But here's the number that jumps out: the revenue growth. Over the past year, 736.6%.
736%. That's explosive growth.
It really is. That's the kind of thing that gets attention.
It absolutely does. But then you circle back to the profitability question.
Yeah.
And the cash flow.
Exactly. Their free cash flow is also negative $3.31 billion.
Which points towards huge investments, right? Building out infrastructure, buying all those expensive GPUs probably.
Must be. That ties into the losses, and their pre-tax profit margin, also negative 3.9%.
And there's a mention of a significant debt-to-equity ratio.
Yeah, that's definitely something to flag. High growth, but funded perhaps significantly by debt and equity raises, leading to losses and high leverage.
Okay, let's try to pull this together for you. Strengths and concerns.
Strength number one, that massive revenue growth, 736.6%. Can't ignore that.
Agreed. And tied to that, analysts seem to expect strong future earnings growth. The forecast is around 70.34% annually.
So the expectation is they'll grow into profitability.
That seems to be the bet, yes. That the current losses are investments for much bigger future profits.
Another strength mentioned is their GPU utilization. They claim 70–80%.
Which is interesting because the comparison given is hyperscalers, like the big cloud providers, are apparently around 30–50%.
So if that's accurate, they're getting much more usage out of their expensive hardware. That could be a real efficiency advantage.
Possibly due to that specialization and maybe those fleet management tools we mentioned earlier, tailored for AI workloads.
And they've made some moves recently, acquiring Weights and Biases.
That's a well-known company in the MLOps space. Helps manage machine learning projects.
And a partnership with Microsoft. That sounds like a pretty big deal.
Definitely. Both of those should boost their AI capabilities and maybe their credibility.
Okay, now the flip side. The concerns, or red flags, we've touched on them, but let's list them out.
The big one is the net loss, almost $1 billion, and the negative EPS.
Right. Profitability is a major question mark.
Then there's the mention of potential stock illiquidity.
Meaning it might be hard to buy or sell large amounts without moving the price significantly.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Especially compared to larger, more established stocks.
And the negative free cash flow, that $3.3 billion burn.
Reflecting those heavy investments, as we said. and the significant debt levels also fall under concerns.
There's also a risk noted about revenue concentration. Over half their revenue comes from Microsoft.
That's a significant dependency. Yeah. If anything changes in that relationship, it could have a big impact.
Always a risk when one customer is that dominant. And of course, general market volatility is always a factor.
True for any stock, but perhaps more so for a high-growth, currently unprofitable company in a hot sector like AI.
So what are the analysts saying overall? You mentioned future growth expectations.
The overall consensus rating is strong buy,
Okay, that's quite positive.
and the average 12-month price target is $48.71. So analysts generally see some upside from the current price around $41, $42.
Do we have specific targets from firms?
Yes, Jefferies is at $51,
Uh-huh.
Bank of America, $42, Mizuho, $46. JP Morgan has it at $43.
But wasn't there a note from JP Morgan?
Yes, they apparently included a warning about potential volatility and said it requires a high-risk tolerance. So even with a positive-ish target, there's caution.
And it's not unanimous, is it?
No, definitely not. While the average is strong buy, some big names like Citi, Morgan Stanley, and Deutsche Bank actually have neutral ratings.
So a bit of a mixed picture underneath that headline consensus. Some are bullish, some are more wait and see.
Exactly. It reflects that tension between the massive growth potential and the current financial realities like the losses and debt.
Who are they up against, competition-wise?
Well, the big ones mentioned are NVIDIA.
Makes sense, given the GPU focus.
Yeah. And Amazon Web Services, AWS.
The giant in cloud infrastructure, so they're competing with some heavy hitters.
Very heavy hitters. CoreWeave seems to be differentiating itself by that intense focus on Gen AI and specialized compute.
Trying to be the best in class for that specific high-demand niche?
That appears to be the strategy. But it's still a tough neighborhood with AWS and others offering broader services and NVIDIA dominating the chip hardware.
It's acknowledged here the competition is intense from these established players.
Absolutely. They have much deeper pockets, too.
Looking forward, then, what could push CoreWeave higher? What are the catalysts?
Continued advancements in AI seem key. The more complex and widespread AI gets, the more demand for specialized compute.
Increased adoption of Gen AI by businesses, if that trend accelerates.
That plays right into their core market, and potentially more strategic partnerships like the Microsoft one.
And the risks on the horizon.
Regulatory changes are always a possibility in tech and cloud.
The competition isn't going away.
Definitely not. It might even intensify. And the big one remains actually achieving profitability, making that transition from burning cash to generating it.
That next earnings report is going to be pretty important then.
Crucial, I'd say, for seeing if they're making progress on that path to profit, managing costs, maybe improving margins even slightly.
And we should remember the IPO was at $40 per share. That was a significant milestone for them.
Yes, getting onto the public markets was a big step.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up for you listening. CoreWeave, it's quite the mix, isn't it?
It really is. On one hand, you have this incredible explosive revenue growth. You have analysts generally optimistic, fueled by the whole AI boom.
But on the other hand, substantial losses, significant debt, negative cash flow, questions around stock liquidity, and that revenue concentration with Microsoft.
Those are serious factors to weigh. You see the ambition, though, the Weights and Biases acquisition, the Microsoft partnership, they're making moves.
And that GPU utilization stat, if accurate, does suggest they might have a real technical edge in their niche. 70-80% versus 30-50% is a big difference.
It implies they can potentially offer that high-performance compute more cost-effectively or handle more workload per dollar invested in hardware.
So ultimately, deciding if CoreWeave fits into your investment approach really comes down to your own view, doesn't it? Your tolerance for risk.
And your belief in their ability to turn that stunning growth into actual sustainable profits down the line.
You'll definitely want to keep a close eye on their upcoming financial reports. And just generally what's happening in the AI space, it changes so fast.
Given that high growth paired with those significant losses, what specific things should you be tracking most closely to judge if they're succeeding? Maybe margin trends, progress on reducing cash burn, customer diversification.
That's a really good question for you to think about as you process all this.
We hope this look has given you a much clearer picture of CoreWeave.
Yes, hopefully a better handle on the company. If you found this helpful, and if you'd like us to break down other companies like this, please do subscribe, like the show, and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts on CoreWeave's future prospects.